When was the last time you received a letter in the mail and noticed the tiny piece of artwork in the corner, the stamp? For most of us, it's something we barely glance at before tossing the envelope aside. But for millions of people around the world, that little square isn't just postage. It's history, culture, and even treasure. Welcome to the fascinating world of stamp collecting. Welcome to HowExpert Tip of the Day, where we bring you real-world tips from our how-to guides on all topics from A to Z. If you want to learn even more in-depth strategies, examples, and techniques on this topic, check out HowExpert Guide to Stamp Collecting, available at Amazon, Audible, Barnes & Noble, Google, Kobo, Apple, Spotify, and all major bookstores as an ebook, paperback, hardback, and audiobook. At its core, stamp collecting, also called Philately, is the study and collection of postage stamps. But it's much more than a hobby. Stamps capture snapshots of history, honor cultural icons, and even reflect political movements. They're miniature storytellers, each one holding meaning far beyond its face value. In this video, we'll break down what stamp collecting really is, why it matters, the different ways people collect, and how you can get started. Stamp collecting begins with appreciation. A stamp is like a small work of art, often featuring vivid designs, intricate printing techniques, and carefully chosen subjects. Some depict famous leaders or events, others showcase natural wonders, endangered species, or works of art. For collectors, each stamp is a doorway into a broader world of knowledge. Imagine holding a stamp from 1945. Suddenly, you're connecting with World War II history, post-war recovery, and even the printing styles of that era. That's the first big idea. Stamps are cultural time capsules. They preserve history in a form you can literally hold in your hand. The second important idea is the diversity of collecting styles. Not all collectors are the same, and that's what makes the hobby endlessly flexible. Some people focus on stamps from a single country. Others specialize in themes like space exploration, birds, or famous athletes. There are even collectors who pursue errors, stamps misprinted in rare and valuable ways. One of the most famous examples is the inverted Jenny, a US airmail stamp from 1918 showing a plane accidentally printed upside down. Only about 100 exist, and they're worth hundreds of thousands of dollars today. This shows that collecting can be personal, casual, or even a pursuit of rare investments. A third key point is that stamp collecting connects people across borders. There's a global community of philatelists who trade, sell, and discuss their collections. Clubs and online forums allow collectors to swap stamps, share knowledge, and discover new treasures. It's not just about stamps, it's about relationships, culture, and discovery. Imagine exchanging a stamp with someone in Japan or Brazil. That single act connects two people across thousands of miles, all through the shared love of a little square of paper. Another essential aspect is the practical skill of organization. Stamps may look small, but a collection can grow quickly. Collectors often use albums, stock books, or specialized mounts to protect their stamps from damage. Organization isn't just about neatness. It helps you track what you own, what you're missing, and how your collection evolves. For beginners, even something as simple as a 3-ring binder and protective pages can be a great start. The discipline of cataloging teaches attention to detail and creates a sense of order, which many collectors find deeply satisfying. The fifth big idea is the surprising value stamps can hold, not only in money, but in knowledge and joy. Some rare stamps fetch astonishing prices at auction, but most collectors aren't in it just for profit. The real value comes from learning, connecting, and preserving history. Think about it. A single stamp can spark curiosity about geography, politics, or science. It can encourage a child to research, travel, or even take up design. In that sense, stamp collecting isn't about hoarding. It's about enriching your understanding of the world. Let's pause for a quick story to tie this together. Consider a young boy in the 1960s who starts collecting stamps from countries he's never visited. Through those stamps, he learns about Antarctica, ancient civilizations, and faraway cultures. That curiosity inspires him to study geography and eventually travel the world. Later in life, he passes the collection down to his granddaughter, who discovers a love for history through those same tiny pieces of paper. One hobby passed across generations becomes a legacy of knowledge and wonder. That's the magic of stamp collecting. It creates lifelong learning and connections. Now, if you're thinking of starting, the sixth idea is accessibility. Unlike many hobbies, stamp collecting doesn't require a big budget or rare equipment to begin. You can start with stamps from your daily mail or purchase inexpensive starter kits online. Over time, as your interest deepens, you can expand into specialized tools like magnifiers, tongs for handling stamps, and reference catalogs. This makes it one of the most beginner-friendly hobbies around, open to anyone, anywhere. The seventh and final point is the mindfulness factor. Stamp collecting slows you down in a fast-paced digital world. Sitting with an album, carefully examining the colors, dates, and details of a stamp is almost meditative. It encourages patience, focus, and appreciation for the small things. In an age of constant scrolling and instant gratification, there's something refreshing about engaging with a hobby that rewards care and attention. When we put all of this together, the big picture becomes clear. Stamps are not just tiny pieces of paper. They're windows into history, art, culture, and human connection. Stamp collecting offers flexibility. Whether you're a casual hobbyist or a serious philatelist chasing rare finds, it builds community, encourages organization, sparks curiosity, and even teaches patience. At the end of the day, stamp collecting is about more than accumulation. It's about appreciation. It's about slowing down to see the stories hidden in plain sight and realizing that even the smallest things can carry the biggest meanings. So here's the mic drop line. Every stamp has a story, and by collecting them, you become the keeper of countless tales that connect past, present, and future. For even more tips, techniques, and practical examples on this topic, check out HowExpert Guide to Stamp Collecting, available at Amazon, Audible, Barnes & Noble, Google, Kobo, Apple, Spotify, and all major bookstores as an ebook, paperback, hardback, and audiobook. HowExpert publishes how-to guides on all topics from A to Z. Visit howexpert.com to learn more.